Hey guys, Ed from Paranormal Link, Ohio, back at it again with another podcast episode. This is going to be our last podcast episode of the Curses. Yes, this is the season finale episode of the Curses. So, maybe we'll come back, revisit it again. We might, I don't know. But until then, this is the last one, and this is one of the good ones, guys. So tonight we're going to talk about the curse of the Codex Gigas, aka the Devil's Bible. In 1878, a young librarian, Augustus Strindberg, is leading a new hire through the National Library of Sweden, showing them the large collection of books. Their last stop is at Strindberg's favorite, a large 3 foot in length, 160-pound book bound in leather, wood, and metal. Strindberg opens the book, flipping through the pages, almost entranced by the writings. When he finally looks up at the new hire, he simply asks, "Do you hear the voices too?" Today we're looking at the legend and the subsequent curse of the Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible. And in the end, you decide if the devil truly had a hand in its creation. Our legend begins back in the 13th century in a Benedictine monastery near what is today the Czech Republic. A monk named Hermides, later known as Herman the Recluse, is being tried for crimes against monastery. Under his own admission, he has broken his vows and committed many sins, including lust, gluttony, pride, and bestiality. For this, he is sentenced to death by starvation and condemned to be walled up alive until his death. As the final brick is being placed, Herman cries out for mercy. The abbot, or head of the monks, makes Herman a deal. Since Herman was an accomplished scribe, he offers him a chance to live, but he must agree to transcribe all of the world's knowledge in one night into a book. Herman agrees and gets to work, but by midnight he realizes he won't be able to accomplish the task, and decides to pray for help. When he receives no answer from above, he instead prays to the devil. The devil appears, and the cost of Herman's soul he offers to finish the task, and Herman agrees. The following morning, the abbot is shocked at the sight in front of Herman is the 160-pound book made of donkey and calf skin within its houses. The entire knowledge of the world up to that point in a little over 600 pages. Art and texts fill the pages, including both the Old and New Testament, Flavius Joseph's Antiquities of the Jews, including the historical account of the Jewish-Roman Wars, Isidore of Seville's Entomology, which includes the bishop's views of the earth, cosmos, religion, and the hierarchy of angels and saints. There are also medical journals, steps for exorcisms, spells, and magical rituals, including one that is said to conjure the devil, but on the 290th page is a detailed drawing requested by the devil himself, one that would give the book its nickname, the Devil's Bible. The entire page is taken up by a portrait of the devil himself. The large figure between two towers, arms outstretched above its head, each hand with large red talons, its green face smiling, staring crazed and wide-eyed at the reader. Two large red horns protruding from its head, matching its large forked tongue. The devil squats in the drawing as if preparing to lunge, each foot like his hands containing large red sharp talons. With this, Herman's life is spared, although it's sad he was tormented by the curse. His thoughts dark and evil until he could no longer take them, and prayed to the Virgin Mary. She agreed to clean him of his sins. With this act, he died, and the devil claimed his price. The Devil's Bible, or the Codex Gigas, Latin for giant book, moved around several monasteries for the next 3 centuries, until Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II brought it to Prague, where it's said he became infatuated with the text to a point of obsession, adding it to his collection of occult items. Several years after obtaining the Codex, Sorry, guys. In 1612, he was removed from power as his mental instability caused many to be dissatisfied with his rule. Sorry, guys. You know how I am. I can't read my own writing. Though the codex stayed in the collection at the end of the 30 Years' War in 1648, when the Swedish army took it as spoils of war, it was then kept at the Swedish Royal Library in Stockholm. But it wouldn't be long before the curse reared its ugly head. On May 7, 1697, a fire broke out in the library. Many books were destroyed, but the codex was chosen to be saved. When several librarians tossed it out of a window to save it, an eyewitness reportedly wrote the codex landed on someone, injuring them in the fall. But something else occurred, either immediately before or after the fire. 12 pages of the codex went missing, torn out by someone. These pages have never been recovered, and no one knows what was in them, though some have speculated it contained instructions for the Devil's Prayer. The Codex Gigas would stay in the National Library of Sweden on display for anyone to see, but its curse still loomed over it. In 1858, a librarian was accidentally locked in the room with it overnight. The next morning, he was found under a table, having lost his mind. Many doctors tried to help him, but in the end, he had to be institutionalized. He claimed during the night many books shot across the room, eventually floating and swirling around the codex until finally, the codex itself was levitating in the center of the room. In 1878, before Augustus Strindberg asked the new librarian if he too heard the voices, his friend and author Eugene Fashelstedt recounts another story of Augustus's growing obsession. Strindberg is said to have brought others to the library multiple times at midnight, taking them to the Devil's Bible to read from it for several hours. Since then, I couldn't find any other accounts of the curse taking hold of anyone else, but many have studied the Bible trying to find who the real authors were. It would be near impossible for one man to have created the Bible in one night, and the devil's work in the Bible is just a legend. Or is it? Researchers determined that the amount of writing contained in the codex would have taken one man 5 years of writing for 6 hours a day, for 6 days a week, non-stop. That's not taking into account the drawings. When taking into the account the daily tasks of a monk in the 13th century and time for sleep and meals, including the drawings and creating the ruled lines as a guide to write, it would have taken one monk at least 20 to 30 years to complete the Bible. Like many other manuscripts transcribed by monks in the past, the Codex Gigas must have been created by several monks working together. But when they studied the handwriting, it was determined that the handwriting stayed the same throughout the entire book, confirming only one man wrote the entire thing. The other strange aspect came when they realized if one monk wrote the Bible themselves, it must have taken at least 20 years. Then why didn't their handwriting show any signs of aging? Your handwriting changes as you age, but this author maintained their handwriting through decades, a near unexplainable task. As for the drawings, though, many feel the Bible, the one many researchers focus on, unsurprisingly, is that of the devil. It was the first time the devil had been drawn alone and taken up an entire page in a religious text. Opposite of the devil's portrait is a full-page drawing of what is thought to be the city of heaven. Many believe the devil's portrait opposite the city of heaven is meant to show the juxtaposition. I probably destroyed that word. So it's juxtaposition or juxtaposition. I'm probably mangling that word, guys. Of the afterlife. Though upon closer inspection of the city of heaven, it's drawn as an empty, desolate place. Many questions surround the Devil's Bible, many that will never be answered. Who and how many actually wrote the Bible? What was on those missing pages? Is there truly a curse? And did the devil truly have a hand in its creation? So, do you guys think that this monk in the 13th century sold his soul to Satan to create this Bible? To create a Bible for the devil? Guys, I'm sorry, I'm coughing and hacking. I've got this thing with my throat right now. I do. I honestly do. I believe that you can sell your soul to Satan or a demon. And I believe that if somebody wanted to hard enough, that Satan would give them what they want in turn for their soul. So I think that this monk really sold his soul to the devil and made it happen so he would live. I believe the devil himself came up and helped him write this book and drew a portrait of himself. Could it be fake? It could be. It could be very well fake. I got nothing into it. I can't say that it's fake or if it's real, but I believe that it's real. I believe that this book is a very cursed book, and its curse still lingers to this day. So, I'm so sorry, guys. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode of the podcast. We are off to curses, and tomorrow is start of season 8, and we will find out what this season will be about. Thank you guys so very much for checking out the podcast. I love you guys all. And you have no idea how much I appreciate, you guys coming and checking it out. You can go to paranormalincohio.com. There you can check out the main business page. You can also check out there's some old ghost stories and ghost hunts. I have crystals and all the powers that they hold for purchase. I also have sage bundles for purchase, and I have jewelry to go along with everything for purchase there. You can go to Paranormal Inc. Ohio group. That's our group page on Facebook where we talk about all things paranormal. And, gosh, man, I'm so sorry, guys. You can go to Paranormal Inc. Ohio on TikTok and YouTube. There I'm putting some full episodes of podcasts on there. Not all of them, just some. And, of course, on every podcast venue known to man, you can check out the Paranormal Inc. Ohio podcast, where every night at 10 p.m. is a new episode, except for Thursdays and Fridays. They are at 8 p.m. because at 10 p.m. on those days, I am live on Facebook. Thursday at 10 p.m., I'm live on Facebook for a discussion in the paranormal. Friday is our Fear Friday Live. I go into an in-depth discussion of something paranormal. And I also do live investigations on Fear Fridays. So guys, thank you again. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And remember guys, I do all my research for every episode. I write it down on multiple pieces of paper, and then I put it all together on one paper, and I read it to you guys. Sometimes that's why I'm reading this stuff, and I can't read my own handwriting, and so I mess up words. I'm sorry again, guys. But I hope you guys have a great night. You will hear me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with a new episode. Thanks, and I hope you guys have a great night. Bye, everyone.